Baseus 30 watts charger with dual USB-A and one Type-C. I'm going to run the following test charging the iPad with M1 chip, iPhone 11, iPhone 12. First off, I want to max out the 30 watts output using a Type-C cable charging the iPad Type-C port. The iPad is currently at 61%. And let's take a look at the output. I believe it will go up to 30 watts. That's the maximum output. It will automatically change the output voltage. User doesn't have to know about all these details. It will automatically change from 5 volts to 9 volts to 20 volts depending on the connected device or the load. And later we can also do a test on the MacBook Pro also using this cable, and we can also do a test on the load sharing between these iPhones and see what happens. Anyway, the total output cannot exceed 30 watts. Okay, now we are looking at 26 watts. And it's really depending on the current charge state of charge from the device we're charging. And now maybe let's connect a lightning cable, USB type A, and see what happens. iPhone 11. Interesting. It reset, then the power output goes up. Let's keep an eye on this power meter. And for iPhone charger, iPhone users, the best option is to use the USB Type-C to Lightning cable, something like this. Interesting. So by connecting two devices, the actual output dropped to 17.5 watts. I'm wondering, what is the power distribution look like between the iPad and iPhone? So obviously that is not what I expected. All right, let's disconnect the iPad and just keep the iPhone here and see what happens. And by the way, the state of charge of my iPhone 11 is at 24%. 10.6 watts. And let's try the Type-C to Lightning cable. By connecting that cable, it already resets. Okay, let's try the iPhone 11, not the 12. So iPhone 11, USB Type-C to Lightning cable, 24%. And the output is going up. Interesting. Let me turn off the screen. Without this kind of power meter, there's no way we can tell the charging status of these devices. Okay, 13.9, 14 watts. I think 14 watts is the maximum it will take. And my iPhone 12 is at 81%. And let's try iPhone 12. The charging speed may be lower because it has more charge in the phone. And well, we can of course charging two devices or even three devices, and then another one with a smaller load. Yeah, as we connect more device to it, the charger tends to reset. .4, 18.5, not bad. So average maybe 10 watts per device. Yeah, I think that's pretty stable now. Now this is one continuous shot. So this is exactly what's going on. And well, 19 watts, I guess that's the maximum. Okay, now that's good enough. Let me show you what it looks like when charging a MacBook. So this is the Type-C cable to the MacBook Pro. The state of charge of this MacBook is at 93.7%. Now it's connected. And I have it set at the maximum brightness. I believe if the state of charge is lower on the MacBook, the charging power would be higher, but still we got 30 watts, around 30 watts. That's not bad. Okay, that's the actual rated maximum wattage output. So based on the previous charging behavior, by connecting another device to it when I'm charging, of course it's not designed for the MacBook, but this is the only way for me to max out its power output. I think it's gonna reset to 0 and restart. That's right. Now the power distribution is kind of tricky now. Without inserting another USB meter, it's impossible to tell. Yeah, I'm just curious, right? Let's do this. How about I put this USB-C meter here in between the charger and the MacBook, see what happens. $17.3. It's getting 5 volts. That's the voltage and amperage. 8 watts into the MacBook Pro. I'm really surprised this MacBook Pro would take in lower than 5 volts. And it is charging, looks like. Yeah, it is charging. It says fully charged power source is power adapter. Very interesting. So about 10 watts going to the MacBook and 7.3 watts to the iPhone. And that's what happened. I would expect a higher output from the USB-C actually. Interesting. All right, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you find this review helpful. Thank you. And by the way, if you do not disconnect any device to it, it consumes 0 watt. Okay, that's good. All right, thank you. See you guys next time. Bye.